when I went into that relationship, I was already so broken. Already, I had self-esteem issues. I didn't understand who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. I just didn't love myself enough. So with abuse, it's got different levels and stages before it actually gets physical.
No, I know.
So with me, it was first the verbal, all right, and the pointing. Okay, the pointing and just how at times he looks at you in such a way that you don't exist. And this is how she described me. She's like, Pearl, this is what's happening with you. You see a wool, like a knitting wool, the wool, right? When you buy it, it's so packaged so well together. But you know what's happening with you? The color is still good, but everything is so tangled up. So you need to be untangled. Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Mind, Flow and Mission with Rirhandzu, the noble one with love. Yet again, we've got a wonderful guest called Lufuno Mutiba, my friend. She's an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, a commissioning editor, a producer, and many more. So she's going to introduce herself. I actually like her introducing who she is. It's better to tell your story. So welcome, Lufuno.
Thank you so much, Rirhandzu. Thank you for hosting me on your lovely, lovely show. I love the ambience in general. Like, it's so warm. Yeah, maybe just get to my introduction.
Yes, please.
I think you just summarized everything that I do, but I'll just obviously add on. So my name is Pearl, and I am a commissioner by profession.
Yes.
Because a lot of people get it wrong, right? They're like, okay, there's Pearl, the Mrs. Soweto,
I forgot that one.
Queen, and then there's, but I also forget that, there's also the professional side of me. So I am... Professionally, I'm a commissioning editor.
Yes.
That's my passion. I'm a producer as well. So I have commissioned a number of shows. I've commissioned a number of shows. I've worked as a freelancer. When I started off my career, I worked as a freelancer, working as a producer for like SABC 2 shows, Hectic 9. Hectic 99. I was a line producer there. I also worked for Afro Cafe. And I produced La Familia, full set. Produced La Familia, researched it, wrote it, traveled with the presenter, and I then moved over to Cape Town, where I was working as a commissioning editor and a fundraise manager. And I'm also an entrepreneur as well. So I run my own business. So it's an ice cream business.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm in the business of just selling ice cream, in different markets. Ice cream, one thing that people don't know is that the ice cream market, it's very lucrative in South Africa. So it's a space that I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs must actually know. They don't know. They actually need to go into it. So I'm in that. So ice cream and cocktails. So I wanted to try light beverages and nothing heavy. And I'm also the current holding queen for Mrs. Soweto. Okay, so which is a pageant open for much more matured women such as myself. I won't really touch so much on that, but it's an amazing platform. It has given me personally an amazing platform, and with the director, which is Sisfile Mdaung, under her leadership, it has given me like really amazing opportunities.
Wonderful.
And I would say that I am now tapping into the motivational space. Because you can't be motivated if you need motivation yourself.
I was saying that this morning.
No way. So
was
that's
I speaking to you this morning about that?
No. And maybe we talk all the time, so I'm like, so you can't be like a motivational speaker when yourself you still need to be motivated. No, it doesn't work like that. So yes, I am tapping in. I am actually into that space, but I work mainly with because personally I am a GPV survivor, so I work in the space of GPV with women and children. Okay, my passion, I love children, I love animals. So that's the space that I do. Just in summary, that's who I am. And I did my degree in communication science, just completed my honors in the field of communication. Took me forever, but
but you got it.
But I got it.
It's like a trend of everyone getting things done
late,
but they get that.
But they get it.
So that's good. I love that for you.
Yeah.
So since you touched on GPV, that's actually the topic for today: survival to sovereignty. As Pearl,
Yeah.
Lufuno, Mutiba. I know you didn't want me to use the other name, but
Yeah.
hey, girl, we also have other
Yeah.
names too.
Yeah,
So
true.
today we're gonna talk about and dive into the GBV space, and you as a survivor. And you now being the reigning queen of a crown, you're a crown holder.
Yeah.
How did you get from that point of being a GBV survivor and now you are here? You are Lufuno, standing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and actually
Summarize
get
it.
through this interview without like crying, because
I didn't even have tissue.
Yeah, no, it's like, imagine, like,
what about a host?
but it's okay.
Excuse?
I was like, just grab your hand and
No,
like,
don't worry.
no, I'm gonna try, because
Yeah.
I've done a number of interviews where I have been asked about my. To be honest with you, I've always loved the pageantry space in terms of beauty pageants have changed so much in this generation that we're living in.
Yeah.
It's more women empowerment programs.
I love
Okay.
that.
So it's no longer you have to be this thin, have to have curves, you have to have a certain
way.
look.
Yeah.
So that has changed, because previously it used to be like that.
Beauty
and women will feel so much under pressure to look a certain way, but now it's open. I mean, you've got different
Shapes.
pageants now, which I obviously won't name, but you've got different brands that are out there. Look at us as Mrs. Eswito. We cater for women from 33 to 50 years, 52 years of age.
Really?
55 actually. So that's the age limit now, 55. I mean, there's the Abokoko, which is beautiful,
There's a pageant called Abokoko?
Yeah, not Abokoko, but that caters for our grandmothers, for the matured.
That's beautiful.
So before I even tapped into that, I think, honestly speaking, it was I needed this to remind me who I am, because when I encountered, or when I experienced GBV from my ex-partner, and that was somebody that I completely loved. Remember that I went into something about GBV, particularly when it comes to domestic violence, right? Because there's difference. There's like femicide. There's there's this sexual assault when it comes to there's all forms of
GBV.
but with me in particular, it was more like domestic violence towards my partner. And when I went into that relationship, I was already so broken. Already, I had self-esteem issues, I didn't understand who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. I just didn't love myself enough. And my mom will always say to me that, Pearl, you need to start loving yourself. And she used to say it even in my early 20s, right? Let me not say my age, but she used to say it. But I didn't get it. I didn't understand what she meant until I found my ex-fiancé. And I went into a relationship where already from the onset there were so many red flags. I mean, my ex was so broken as much as I was. Himself.
Hurt people.
And that's something that a lot of women need to understand especially when it comes to GBV, is that you basically attract who you are. And at that time,
mirror.
It's a mirror. There we go. Yeah, it's a mirror.
So I want to understand. I just want to take it back.
Yeah.
So when you meet a man, you mirror him, or he mirrors you. How does it work? Is it like a trigger, like a trauma bond?
I think it's a trauma bond. That's actually a very good term to use. It's a trauma bond, because...
So you identify how? Like, is it like a frequency?
So you know what it is, because he came from a place of pain, and I came from also a place of pain. That's basically what attracted me and him.
Together.
And I just thought at that time that me and him will heal each other. And that didn't work, because before you go into a relationship, you need to make sure that you are healed. Maybe not 100%, but part of you is healed, because remember that you're actually going to give yourself out to someone else, and you can't give a broken piece of you. And that person, so that's why they say hurting people attract each other. It's like energy, aura,
a
magnet. There we go. And that's exactly what we were. And when we met, he was so broken. He himself came from an abusive background, you see. So the only language that he understood and the only way he knew how to love is through
hurting you,
through hurting me.
So he thought by hurting you it showed love.
Yeah, you see. And because with me I didn't know how to love me right, because there's loving you, but there's loving you wrong. There we go. And now I've learned, or I'm learning to love myself right. That's it. That's very different.
Yeah.
And when I went in there, not that I didn't love Pearl,
You
but I was
loved
not
her, but
loving
not
her
in
the
the
right,
right
way.
way.
And I had very toxic, you know, when you don't
Traits.
love yourself now, you've got this toxic
Toxic,
traits and this toxic
Mindset.
addictions and mindsets and
Yeah.
behaviors. So when I went in there, he also had the same thing. So when we came together, I mean, there were so many things that were involved. He had so many issues. I mean, you know, and when we came together, there was an issue of like substance abuse and there was just so many things, right? And then
on both sides or just on his side?
I would say on his side, but
yeah.
but when we came together, it's like even though I didn't really want to indulge in like alcohol a lot, but because now I was with him, it was like
kind of like maybe one sip became
it became two and then
drinks,
five. Then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, when it comes to abuse, I just want to talk about abuse. Like just zoom in there a lot, ne? So that a lot of women can understand that any man has, not all men, but any man has potential. They have, and that's something that I'm learning. And maybe some people may agree or disagree.
Yeah.
But what I've learned is that it is in any man to be jealous of their partner, of a woman.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that. And the only thing is that if you are a man of good character or good standing, you are able to balance the two.
Yes.
But if you are a man who comes from a very broken background, like with my ex, broken background, no proper family structure, you know, it's like you don't know how to show love to your partner. So with him, the abuse would come. The first sign, you know, which is so important. That's something that a lot of women miss. That's why in South Africa, we're one of the highest countries when it comes to GBV and femicide. Actually, we top them. Number one. Number one. And the reason why is, I don't know if we need to have more dialogues or whatever. Well, yeah. You know, while we are, you know, I know the department is coming up with a lot of NPOs. They're coming. People are coming. People are working together on the ground. But it doesn't mean that when people are working on the ground that GBV is on hold.
It's still happening while people are working.
Yes, as we speak now, there's a baby that's been trafficked. There's a woman that is experiencing GBV. All right, and that's a sad reality. But the first sign that woman, in particular in my case, because it was more domestic violence, is there are always signs.
They are.
And the sad part is sometimes as a woman, you always have to put aside I love this man. I love the looks. I love the body. I love the money. I love the idea
of him
or what he's currently giving me, whatever that is, right? But there's always signs. So with him, they were there.
So what was
the first sign was the shouting. We'd be driving and he'll use like vulgar languages.
Like he'd swear.
But I thought he was joking.
At you or at?
No, at me. We're coming from a party this other time.
Yeah,
we were coming from a party this other time. And he used, I don't want to use the word, but it was so offensive, okay? Yeah. And at first I thought he was joking.
So
and I was like, man.
You brushed it off
because you
love him.
Because I love him. I'm like, no, man, he was just playing
around.
But when I'll sit alone when I'm like home, I'm like, no, man, but this was really rude.
Yeah.
And this is actually how it made me feel. So women must never be ashamed to actually sit with themselves alone and think about everything that happens between them and their partner and the things that they say to them. So I sat alone and I was like, and I brushed it off. And then there's the next stage. The next stage, which is more like, you know, banging or pushing or
banging on stuff. Like
doors, you know, those things, and not at you.
Like maybe he gets frustrated and
and then
he bangs.
So with abuse, it's got different levels and stages before it actually gets physical.
No, I know.
So with me, it was first the verbal, all right, and the pointing. Okay, the pointing and just how at times he looks at you in such a way that you don't exist. You know what I mean? You are there, but you know, you just
you're nobody.
Yeah, he loves you, but at the same time
But is it love though?
No. At first I thought it was. And
it's an obsession?
It's an obsession.
Cause I know with me also, you know.
Yeah.
Like the signs were always, and it's so funny, your friends will always know. And then it's like the denial, the separation. You start not seeing them often. You start not being yourself, you excluded, and they want you around.
They're obsessed with you.
And then after they obsess with you, they isolate you.
Yeah.
And then when they isolate you, you depend on them.
Absolutely.
And when you depend on them, you're alone. You can't go back, and it's difficult because now you're like codependent on them. They take you, they drive you everywhere, they do all these things with you.
Yeah.
And you become like a baby to them, and they're like your master, and
Yeah.
you're a little slave to them. And when it's happening, you just don't realize, but your friends will always know. I noticed.
Yeah.
I did with you.
Yeah.
I noticed when you went to Cape Town.
Yeah.
And just left. It was
Yeah.
out of character.
Yeah.
And I reached out, but you were just like,
I was just
you were just
gone.
like far gone.
You know, at that
but
time
I was like, yo, okay, uncle, still there.
No, it wasn't even ghosting. You know, I was
you were going
gone.
through. You were going through.
No, you know, Ranzo, I was lost.
Yeah, I know.
And after the abuse, okay, so just before moving to the Cape Town part is the first time when he physically abused me, right? Is he threatened to push me over the balcony when we're at we were at an event, right? And I have a huge social circle, like friends, you know. And I was talking to this particular male friend of mine, and he got jealous, and I didn't know he had that side of him,
of like the
side. Jealous. It was there, but I just didn't know it was so
ignored
deep.
It. Yeah.
And then he tried to he pushed me aside. He's like, who are you talking to?
Sorry, you were together?
We're together. Okay. We went together. We were always together to the event, And then he pushed me away from my friend because he was thinking that we're exchanging numbers. I was like, no, don't you remember him? I'm trying to explain myself to him.
Did he remember, or you were just trying to calm the situation?
He's seen him before, but not like really engaged with him. Not close.
Okay, I get you.
And he was like, no, I don't care. But the fact that you're disrespecting me like that, talking to male friends while I'm like, no, but this is a friend. You also say male friend. And then he was like, you know what? Today I want to show you who my true colors is.
He said that to you?
Yeah, and he was like, he literally, like, he was going to do it.
Like, were you like on a rooftop, or
we were like, I just
don't
want to say the location.
Yeah,
but we were just like right at the rooftop, like the balcony, like right at the edge.
That is scary.
And he pushed me. He's like, you know what? And he said it in Sotho. I'll never forget that day. Eyes cold. You know when you hear these stories,
like they dead eyes.
Dead eyes. That's what I saw.
So
dead, no emotions, nothing, no remorse.
So you think it's like a narcissist?
I think so. Definitely. And then he was like, you know what, I want to show you who I am today. And he literally, as I was standing, but thank goodness there was one of the coordinators at that event who came in just like, Sis Pearl, are you okay? Because they knew me at the event that And I was like, no. And she was like, do you want us to just pull him? Because he could have literally pushed me over the balcony.
So I'll be like, not have a friend today?
No. Or maybe I'll be brain damaged, or you know what I mean? Yo. But the saddest part is that I went back.
Yeah, I always go back.
I went back, and my mom was like,
what makes us go back?
I don't know. I just couldn't be without him.
It's the addiction.
It's the addiction. Till today, I
don't even know why
I don't even know why I was attracted to him to even start with when I look back.
Like, yo.
And I went back, and it didn't take me long, hey? Okay, the incident happened sometime.
Okay, so the incident will happen on a Tuesday. Then Wednesday, he buys you flowers. He takes you, he gives you the honeymoon treatment. And then you are hooked again.
But the thing is, even when we got back together, right?
It gets worse, by the way.
It's just that he I think himself, he was he was shocked, but he knew that there was just something wrong with him. But he just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah, no, but like also the denial part, because I know there was an incident with me the first time I got assault. Well, I don't know what to call it, but it was just a very strange encounter when someone decided to strangle me in a car. And then the next moment they want to get like intimate with you. Like immediately.
That's terrible.
And then because like you're in a shock and you just let things happen.
Yeah.
And then the next day you now want to address it because now you're in the right senses. Yes. Now you want to address the thing, and then they're like, no, nothing happened. Now they gaslight you. They're gonna gaslight you into you having this moment. Yeah. And then they're like, no, it didn't happen. No, I didn't do that. I blacked out. That was the excuse. No, I blacked out. I don't remember anything. I'm like, but you strangled me. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I didn't. I don't remember. I just blacked out.
Yeah.
And then it's your fault.
Yeah.
You were just not listening.
Yeah.
Or you were just asking the wrong questions.
Yeah.
And there's never a wrong question. You just want...
Not
the
at
thing
all.
is, it's like maybe you ask a question about something that they do.
Yeah.
And they don't want to answer you.
Yeah.
And then the result is to get you out of the way. I don't know. It's the
I don't
weirdest
know
thing.
what it is.
Yeah. So
But I'm sorry that you actually experienced that, Ranzo. I know how terrible it is when somebody abuses you and then afterward they want you
it's
to
like
be
you're
intimate
mad.
with.
Like it's like you're
It's
crazy.
like you're crazy. You just lose yourself, and that's
Yeah.
exactly where you are. So
And then
he
you
would,
go back.
and then you go back. All right, and you have to again, share yourself with that individual. So when I went back the second time around, right, we lasted only for 6 months. When I went back, I went back again to him. And even if my parents were, whenever I would go there, my mom, whenever I would go to his place and say, Mom, listen, I'm not coming back, she would panic every hour. Should be calling me because she's obviously remembering what happened previously. And she's asking, so is this going to happen? Is this going to happen again? And it did.
It does. It gets worse. Let me tell you.
You know what?
It's like you know how the gas stove starts,
Yes,
like it's getting higher. It's not funny.
It didn't take long.
It's not, but
it didn't take long. And this time around, when it happened and I just saw blood, because that's what happened. I bled because like he hit me and I was toxic for him. He was toxic for me.
yeah, you become a
different.
being.
I had changed so much. This sweet, loving me completely changed into something else. And this is something I thought I will never
talk about.
publicly talk about.
Yeah,
but I just remember that it is so.
It's healing.
It's healing, and it's so much part of me. It's not even funny.
It makes you Lufuno.
Yes. And when I went there, I went to the police station, and they take the whole statements and everything, and the treatment I got there as well. It's just completely shocking.
Yeah.
Our justice system, as amazing as it is, I still feel like when it comes to the issues of reporting GBV and how
terrible.
it's horrible.
It's so terrible.
Okay, it's horrible. You already go there feeling,
And then they're gonna ask you in front of everyone.
in front of everyone.
Ukwenzenjani?
And remember
You
that
must
GBV office
There's
is-
an office, but they will ask you loudly in front of
loudly
everyone.
in front of everyone.
Like
Ukushaye kanjani?
explain ukuthi ukushaye
Ngencindi or
ngencindi or ukushaye ugandile or now you must like go into detail.
You must go into details. And you know what? I was like, oh my goodness.
And
I
you're
can't
like
believe.
traumatized.
I'm so traumatized.
And when now you can't, the fact that you're brave enough to take yourself to
Yes,
that place.
to that place.
You're thinking you're going to go into a space where you're safe, you're going to speak to someone it's like, oh, so Sisi, utukwenzeni?
Firstly, the first officer that I saw, and I remember that night, it was a female officer. Cold.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you're not expecting like a warm hug, but
no.
you're just expecting
At least
somebody
embrace somehow,
who can
like,
embrace you and who's qualified enough to attend to such cases. Anyway, eventually I decided to drop the charges because I felt sorry for him, and the detective in charge was like, yes, Sisi, if we are Miguel, please promise me that you if you Allah, because promise me that you're not gonna go back. I promise.
You promise, but you go
I
back.
promise. No, the only thing that actually saved me was me moving to Cape Town.
Thank God.
Thank God for that. But I wasn't done yet.
You still called him.
We still communicated, and he came, and I was like, oh my God, you know what, Pearl? You need to let go. This is the past.
This is the past.
And I remember the last time that we parted, and that was actually the last time that we saw each other. And I said to him, listen, I will always love you, and I wish you all the best, but I need to move on, and I don't feel safe. Another thing, women should never be in a relationship where they don't feel safe.
Safety,
And that's what I did.
Because safety is
everything.
That's what their manhood is. It's like
Yes,
they must protect
protect
your
your energy.
They must protect you physically and
Yeah.
emotionally. So
with him, I most of the times I just didn't feel safe anymore, and I was like, anytime is tea time here. But the thing is, one thing that I didn't realize is that I was so quick to move on, and I hadn't healed from that incident. I haven't healed from the balcony incident, him hitting me on that day, having like scars and everything, because I had scars under my chin, and it was really bad. It was really, really bad, and I hadn't healed from that, because something about abuse, right? It takes
it's like a
part of you
like
away.
a banner that's written.
Find me.
Find me.
Yes. So when I started to see certain personality changes in me, like especially when it comes to my dating world, all right, and because I haven't healed inside, right? So I would I would replace it with different things. So my substance of choice was alcohol,
yeah.
all right? And I didn't understand.
You're not a drinker?
I needed to drink, no. But at the time, I needed to drink, but I didn't know what I was trying to heal.
Shame, sorry.
Yes, and I would, Ranzo, I would drink. And, sorry, I was like, you know what? I would. And, in Cape Town, that was the most broken part of me.
I didn't know. I thought you were living the best life.
It was beautiful because of the environment I was in and but when I look back, I always say, God, that was the most broken side. If you can describe Pearl in so many ways, that was the most broken side of me. And I tried to heal, but I was like, God, what am I healing from? And I would go to bars and in bars you obviously meet men you know what I mean.
They want to hit on you.
They want to hit on you.
And you're like vulnerable.
And you're vulnerable.
You're like a wounded dog.
I'm so wounded, but I don't know why I'm wounded. And they take
you and you think they're gonna help you, give you water.
You know what? It's a painkiller only for that time. Okay, it heals that pain for that moment. And every time I'll be like, what is wrong with me? And I'd go to God, right? Because I'm Christian by religion. I was like, God, what is wrong with me?
And there's nothing wrong with you.
And one day I actually got it from a friend of mine who was the biggest drinker of all.
Oh my God.
And when we were in one of our sessions, right, in Cape Town, and she says, you know what's wrong with you? And she had a bottle of what in Tonton here. And you say, you're not healed.
She said that to you.
I got home, Rirhandzu, and I was like, hey, all right. And I was like, that's it. That's what's wrong with me. I am not healed. I'm not healed from that incident, maybe and a couple of other things previously that happened. And I was like, I need to heal. And something about addiction, any form of addiction, whether it's drugs, there's people that are addicted to drugs, sex, gambling, alcoholics,
boyfriends, you get addicted to
lovers. It's coming from a place of pain. That's something that people should understand. But it comes from
something deep.
There's something so deep inside. And if you don't deal with it, it's gonna deal with you. So with me, then I decided to go for therapy because my life started to be.
You did.
No, I'm happy that I did. My life started to be a pattern. Right? Okay, it would be like this. Like, okay, going out, then mistakes. Going out, mistakes. Going out, more mistakes. Going out, more mistakes. And then I was like, I need to go for therapy. So I went for therapy.
In Cape Town.
And I sat there and I was telling my therapist everything. And I was like, but what is wrong with me? And this is how she described me. She's like, Pearl, this is what's happening with you. You see a wool, like a knitting wool, the wool, right? When you buy it, it's so packaged so well together. But you know what's happening with you? The color is still good, but everything is so tangled up. So you need to be untangled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's when my healing started, my healing journey. When I moved back this side from Cape Town, I just needed to get away from there. And I'm happy that I did. I wouldn't mind going back. It's a beautiful province, but I felt like it found me not in a good space at all. And when I came back, I joined the pageant, and at least through the pageant and through the many work that I did, you really learn how to rediscover your purpose.
I love that.
And that's where I am right now.
You rediscover
100%. I actually understand who I am.
You know who you are.
I know who I am.
You're so confident.
Look, it's not all perfect, right? But there's still, sometimes when I think of Cape Town in particular and everything that happened, my ex and everything else, I would sit and say, God, you know what? I'm so grateful where I am. Because every morning I would look at myself in the mirror and I would see absolutely nothing.
You're like blind.
Like
you're not even blind, you're blank.
You blank. Like you wake up in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, but you don't see anything.
You don't see yourself.
No, you're just living.
Excuse. I'm so sorry that you went through that. So now if you want to give someone advice on how to move away from that mindset to this mindset that you're at, like maybe in one sentence.
Yeah. You know what? In one sentence is you need to accept and heal from your past. You need to accept that happened and you did that to you. You did that to your body. If it's your body, you do that to whatever part of you, if that's the case, right? And you need to let it go.
Yeah.
I know people always say let it go. And letting go, it's a process, right?
Yeah.
But then you need to allow God to heal you. Yeah. You need to allow God. I just that I want to summarize it, but to me, anybody who's like right now going through an abusive situation, I just say, I know it's not easy to come out, but all I can say is that remember your purpose, that God still has a purpose for you. And don't allow the devil to steal it from you, just like that. We've lost too many women. And any chance that I get when I do my advocacy work, I speak about it because it is so precious. It is so painful to lose even one precious soul. So just leave and conquer.
So where can our listeners get a hold of you whenever they want to get in touch? You can just speak to the camera, right? Okay,
so if you wish to maybe invite me, for example, to any events, so you can call me, which my WhatsApp number is 076 552 9226. You can also visit my Mrs. Soweto Facebook page, which is Pearl Mutiba at Mrs. Soweto. So that's how they can get hold of me.
Do you have TikTok? Do you have Instagram?
That is still Instagram. I'll try to remember. When it comes to social, right?
I know you're not a social
I am
media.
getting there, but now I don't have a choice. All right. So with Instagram, I know that someone created for me, but it's Lufuno _ Pearl.
You know what we'll do?
We're gonna write it down.
At the bottom.
At the bottom.
And then we'll get all her information so that you guys can get a hold of her. She's such an inspiration. We've got such a short time to speak with my lovely friend, a survivor, a crown holder, a motivational speaker. I could go on and on. Prayer warrior. Hey, this girl is so much like me. She's a lover. Oh, we share the same name.
We say
means love.
Yes, absolutely.
And people with these names are always loving.
So loving and the most broken at times.
I know. But anyway, we're here to heal together. Thank you so much for watching Mind, Flow, and Mission with Rirhandzu. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you.
Cut.